Namaskar to all and welcome to another live. And I have one of my favorite guests, and that is Mr. Anand Vardhan. Sir, I thank you so much for joining us and a very important discussion, sir. अच्छा, ये थोड़ा stale whale है. It's a lot of people are talking about it, but all the same, I think this is very important for our country, and it is important that we talk about this more and more as we go. Sir, United Nations today spoke about our democracy. Germany spoke about our democracy and whether Arvind Kejriwal will get a fair trial a few days back. United Nations spoke about our democracy. Sir, we have never seen something of this sort before, have we? I mean, this has never happened in our country. See, बहुत कुछ हुआ था इंडिया के बारे में, but nobody questioned our legal system and our democracy. A country that even gave a Ajmal Kasab a fair trial. Correct. Yeah.
Mr. Sujit, I mean, it is something that I will say it is unfortunate because see the size of our country, and I'm talking purely from the point of view of a democracy. India, this time we are close to 98 crores voters, and if by going by a rough estimate of about 75% at least exercising their franchise, we will be crossing 70, more than 70 crores voter will be casting their vote this year. USA, I mean, just to give our viewers a comparison, USA has a total voters of 16 crores. Germany, which is teaching us how to how to maintain and how to be transparent in our democracy, how to be more efficient in our democracy, has about 6 crores of voters. UK, United Kingdom has about 5 crores of voters. I'm giving you these figures because when we tell ourselves as the largest democracy, what I as a rough estimate, the number of voters which vote in India, and I will say all the vibrant democracies in the world taken together, will be less than that 98 crores of voters. Okay, it is an important thing to understand.
Correct.
Now, what is happening, and I will also give a second figure so that things become easier. Whether we like it, we don't like it. There are international standards, there are international rankings that which country is doing what, and these all rankings are there on the social media. It is in public domain. Ranking of countries by quality of a democracy. I'm talking of quality of a democracy, and these figures are about 3 years old. University of Würzburg. It is a German university which has come out with these studies. One can go and check themselves. Now they say the total value index. They go by they have one as a whole number. They go by 9.958, 0.944. The number one is Denmark, 0.958. Germany is at number 5, 0.944. And the first Asian country to be part of that ranking is South Korea, which is ranked 20th at 0.883. I'm giving these figures to understand, so that our viewers understand that how important India as a democracy for the world. It is important that we must succeed as a democracy. Now, then there is a ranking called working democracy. Then there is a deficient democracy. USA, they have ranked as a deficient democracy. And after that, there are about 35 countries which say they call it themselves working democracy. There are 46 countries which call themselves deficient democracy. That is number 2 slab. 35 and 46 make it 81. India stands at 85, and we are hybrid regime. The
Not
world
democracy.
sees not democracy. The world sees as a regime. We may like it, we may don't like it. Modi है तो मुमकिन है. अब आएगा तो मोदी ही. Now these things might be good as far as the rhetoric is concerned, but as far as the world is concerned, it is not good, because there are certain things which Modi ji, in his over enthusiastic way of handling things, now he's telling his people, his ministers or his MPs, that please make out a chart for the first 100 days, which you have to do after the next election. By way, he's he's already without elections. He's telling that he is going to come back. No, you have all the right to tell your people, tell your party, give an election speech that you will cross 400 and all. But giving a specific direction that you must prepare a first 100 days work plan, I think it is not democracy by any standard of by
Sir,
any
just to intervene, sir, just to further tell our viewers, regime by definition means a government, especially authoritarian one. That is the
yes.
exact dictionary meaning of regime. Sir, please continue. Thank
Uh,
you.
but I'm just giving these things. These terms are not coined by us. These terms are coined by the international studies, international universities. Now, the second thing which is important is that when Modi ji tells that 100 days program, you please start for the next 100, the first 100 days program after 2024 elections. Somehow, uh, I think it is a ridiculous statement to make. Secondly, we must understand that we are a parliamentary democracy. Now, parliamentary democracy per se means there is a multi-party system in the democracy. Now, if BJP comes out with a slogan, and BJP, which is as a union government which is ruling the country at the moment, Congress Mukt Bharat. No, the very saying goes by this, that you don't want any opposition. So it is you can say that I will do this. Congress is very inefficient. Congress is very corrupt. It was absolutely correct. But time and again, all your top leaders says Congress Mukt Bharat. You want to make no opposition in this country. That is the mental state which is shown. The second part is to be fair to all these three people who have talked about this, because I understand after this international thing we'll be touching on the exact what is happening in the national politics as far as the Kejriwal and the Congress is concerned. Please understand that there are three layers, three people, three different people who spoke about what is happening in India. As far as the Germany is concerned, their official spokesperson of the Germany Foreign Office, Sebastian Fischer, he said, and what he said, it was in response to a question raised by someone, and then he was answering to that question. First of all, the impression which is carried, which Mr. Dhankad and all says that they are interfering in our internal matters and things. No, someone asked a question and he was responding to that question. He said, we assume and expect that a standard relating to independence of judiciary and basic democratic principles will also be applied in this case as far as the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal was concerned. So, it is not proper to say that Germany per se is interfering in our internal matters. Then the the statement which came from the US part, it was a State Department spokesperson replying to an email. It is what I am trying to make viewers understand. It is not something of which on their own they are telling this. What is happening in India? We don't have a system where there is a press conference. The PMO don't respond to a question. But USA or any democracy, the basic ingredient is a free press. Now, US State Department spokesperson was replying to an email where he says that we encourage a fair, transparent, and timely legal process for Chief Minister Kejriwal. Now, what I still feel is there's no need of a ho Allah that they are interfering in our matter. What Mr. Modi was doing when he went to America and say "Ab ki baar Trump sarkar," was he not interfering in the internal matters of a country? And the third thing, the spokesperson for UN Secretary General, Stephen, he said, when again he was asked, and he said that we hope India and any country elections are being held. The way we feel that there is a process there, the whole election process, the way they are coming out with a income tax department that 1,838 crores demand, then in all probability, Aam Aadmi Party is going to be banned. That is what we all feel. So he says India and any country elections are being held, people's political and civil rights are protected. No, that is what the United Nations is, and everyone is able to vote in a free and fair atmosphere. So what wrong United Nations has said? That for this only United Nations is there. And surprisingly, the person who responds to this is Jagdeep Dhankar. You, me, or any. There was a response from the external ministry spokesperson Ranveer Jaiswal, but tell me anyone who knows who Ranveer Jaiswal is. No one has carried that statement by Ranveer Jaiswal. Now, the statement which was carried by the newspaper was by Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, and it looked like that was the official statement by the Indian government. Now, is Mr. Dhankar is qualified to do that thing? Is he a part of the government? He is the vice president, and he is the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, by which he conducts the business of running that Rajya Sabha. Number one, the qualified person should have maybe the prime minister, and in my opinion, Mr. S. Jaishankar and his office is the right person to do that. Now, there is another question, Mr. Sujit. I mean, I will finish with this. If the finance minister of the country, Nirmala Sitharaman, officially says that I don't have that type of a money to fight elections. What do you mean by that? What is that type of a money? Now, if that type of a money, Mr. Modi has that type of money to fight elections from two places. So he has doubled that type of a money. I mean, I fail to understand that how the finance minister of the country, who made that illegal, unconstitutional electoral bond, the ministry which was driving that unconstitutional, illegal electoral bond, the head of that says, "I don't have that type of a money." You have that type of a money, madam. It is your ministry under whose supervision this extortion racket was going on for BJP. So, if someone is observing that, I think and one more thing, Jagdeep Dhankar is not a elected representative of the people. Let me per se, I'm talking of the democracy. If you go by very threadbare thing, he has been elected indirectly, and his basic job is to conduct the business of Rajya Sabha. Now, as far as the government policy is concerned, why he's jumping his gun and defending that, I fail to understand. Yes, Mr. Suji.
Sir, two questions. One is
Yes.
this qualification part, which you very rightly pointed out. Qualification part, but then haven't we seen the railway minister talk about airways minister, aviation minister talk about railways, so on and so forth? Isn't that something that we're so used to in India at the moment? So that's my question number one. In fact, if you answer that, then I'll go to my question number two.
Yes, I fully agree with that, because it is another way of the way BJP wants to deflect questions and confuse people. Let me put it this way. You ask a question, first of all, there will be no answer. If the answer comes, you ask, where is Delhi? They will say the time is 12 o'clock. And that also, the where is Delhi will not be answered by someone who is qualified to know where Delhi is. It will be answered by Mr. Anurag Thakur or Mr. Smriti, depending on how they want to answer it. If they want to abuse, or if they want to be arrogant, or they want to be very harsh, then Mr. Anurag Thakur and Madam Smriti Irani, close by, I mean, they will decide who will come forward. And this
Sir,
is what, yes, and Sujitji, I
sorry,
fully
sorry.
agree. We have accepted it that the person concerned will not answer. Someone else will come and bat for him. And that is the way we feel that things are going on.
Correct. Sir, just to add on, 93 lakhs is what, 95 lakhs is what the election commission has given one person for assembly, for parliament election.
Parliament, yes,
So
yes.
a person cannot spend more than 95 lakhs, technically speaking. So that kind of money is 95 lakhs. That's the story. Okay. Sir, another very important question. Why is it that Arvind Kejriwal's arrest got so much attention? Why didn't Kavita's arrest get attention? Why didn't Hemant Soren's arrest get this kind of international attention that Arvind Kejriwal got?
Right. There are two things. Why international people are more interested in this? What I feel again and again is uh, this type of attention we got once, if you remember, when George Fernandez was arrested way back in 75. This type of and that there was a reason to that, because George was belonging to a party, Socialist Party, and that time Socialist Party was part of the International Socialist Organization, and they were very close to that. So if you remember that change Germany, Willy Brandt, and things like that, I mean the major socialist parties of the world came together, appealed to Mrs. Gandhi that there nothing should happen to as far as his life is concerned. So and there are people who believe that George was saved because of that intervention by these international leaders. Now, what I feel is all these remarks have come in response to a question raised by someone. And Arvind Kejriwal, being from a IIT alumni or IIM alumni and JNU alumni are very well organized. We must understand. Today, something happens in IIT and people want to raise a building, they get funds. The alumni are there to help them out. I mean, it has happened again and again. In IIT Kanpur, I know personally that if there something is needed and if there is a raise for some donation or some help, the alumni world over is ready for that. Now, Arvind Kejriwal, being a IIT background, knows that, and please understand, he's a Magsaysay Award winner. I'm a hard critic of Arvind Kejriwal
I'm
because
aware, yes.
I feel he's the only politician in the country who is a postgraduate in the university from which Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah is has gone through this all these gimmicks which they are doing. He's much ahead of that. And for last 6 months, every day that was happening, today he will be arrested, today will be arrested, tomorrow he will be arrested. No, he is not of the person that he was just sitting and waiting for them to come and arrest him. He was making his plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E. And as a conscious decision, he is not resigning. The elections are around the corner, and I'm talking about the Vidhan Sabha elections are around the corner. February 2025 is the elections. He has 62 people with him, the MLAs. So he knows that it is just not possible for BJP to make a defection there. He knows
Correct.
even BJP, if technically, no, that is why BJP is not sacking Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party, because they know if they sack Arvind Kejriwal, politically, vote wise, as far as the votes are concerned, it will damage BJP's prospects. And Arvind Kejriwal has done his homework. He has done his homework very well. He understands if this happens, what will happen, what will happen, what will happen. Now, I just one thing just to tell viewers what is happening. If you remember, when the Arvind Kejriwal day before yesterday was put before that remand magistrate, Haseen, Madam Haseen, or that Judge Haseen, whatever it was. No, he wanted her to give him permission if he can plead his case. Without understanding what is coming, she said, yes, it is a very normal thing to grant that permission. Now, Arvind Kejriwal has he has made out a very strong pleading as far as these things are concerned. But the end of the day, today, even if Arvind Kejriwal is hanged thrice, he has been sentenced to death, I will say. The judgment has to write that yes, Mr. Sarath Reddy, through 55 crores electoral bond, bribed BJP That will be part of the decision, because Arvind Kejriwal very successfully told them that how this extortion racket started after. And Sarath Reddy's name, 55 crores, electoral bonds, everything has come. So he understands what to do. A small thing, just to remind you, Mr. Suji, you remember as soon as Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was arrested, the same night or next day, they said that we have searched his residence and we have come across a file with 150 pages, which said that he has all the details of ED officials and things like that. That was the first reaction which came. No, no one is talking of that 150 pages file. Arvind Kejriwal, for last 6 months, who knows that he is going to be arrested, wanted them to get that file from his residence with all this 150 pages, because it's going to be part of the evidence now. They cannot escape that. Can you believe that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was leaving a very important document against him, 150 pages, so that someone from, say, the CBI or ED comes and picks up that and says, "Oh, dekho, dekho, all this is there." If the evidence has been left there, it is Mr. Kejriwal. That is what I feel. Wanted them to get that get a hold of that file, and this is going to damage not Kejriwal sir. It is going to damage BJP and their leaders.
Correct, sir. But that was my question. 9 summons. I'm sure he knew he was going to get arrested. His wife coming now and speaking to people in Delhi. I mean, this cannot be just something that just happened and boom, he this idea came through. Those the WhatsApp group, that they formed, and you know all of that WhatsApp group, and I'm sure audience would also know that there was a WhatsApp group, so you could write to Arvind Kejriwal is what it said, and ultimately it was not Arvind Kejriwal and all that. It was an auto answer stuff. Anyway, which means what you say, sir, is absolutely correct. This is looks so scripted, absolutely scripted. Now, isn't it fair to, sir, to certain extent, that what he did, isn't that fair? Because end of the day, how would he combat it otherwise? See, he could have been arrested 4 months back. Why did you wait for 9 summons? ऐसा कोई book में नहीं लिखा है कि you have to wait for 9 summons, and on the 9th summons you can go and you could have arrested him on the second summons. Okay, the fact that you didn't, you waited till it came to the 9th summons. So if you waited for 9 summons, you could have waited for another 3 and let the election get over. Let him fight the election. Let him practice his democratic right, and then arrest him. कुछ नहीं होता था शायद. That would have had a very positive impact on the assembly election for Bharatiya Janata Party. Sir, what went wrong with Bharatiya Janata Party's thinking?
Now, Mr. Nair, now what we are entering into an area where we don't have concrete facts, but we have our own experience, we have our
Theories.
own theories, and we have our own source of information, which we cannot just go and fact check that whether this information is correct or not. We are depending on those things, because this is an area where I will not say we are guessing, but we are making a fair analysis where, based on our past experience, based on the way Mr. Modi behaves, the way Mr. Arvind Kejriwal behaves. So what you are telling is there is a theory which is working in Delhi, that and one more thing, Arvind Kejriwal is getting all the highlights, is getting the headlines of the newspaper, is there in the news. He's not out of news. Arvind Kejriwal is getting all the attention which no other opposition leader is getting, which no other opposition leader is getting. So the theory which works, and people might say it is absurd, that Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, some section of RSS, were seeing as an alternative to Mr. Modi and Mr. Shah. Now, Mr. Shah and Mr. Modi, they know anyone else coming, if they are not there, then they must be fearing that there are a lot of things which they don't want that any government should come and reveal those things. Number one. Number two, there was another there is another extension to the theory that RSS by and large is not averse to what Arvind Kejriwal does, because he also practices that soft Hindutva, or whatever we call it, where he says that Lakshmi Ganesh ki photo should be there on a currency note to make our economy do better and things like that. He sends there is a poll promise of sending people to Ayodhya to visit Ram temple and things like that. Now
Correct.
that theory says that today that Mr. Shah and Mr. Modi don't want any alternative to these two. Any alternative, it can be Mr. Gadkari, it can be Mr. Yogi, or even to the extent if Mr. Kejriwal, they feel that and there is a feeling that at some point of time, because of his age and because of his multi state footprint of Aam Aadmi Party, he might become a challenge to these people. Or at some point of time, if RSS, which we all know that RSS is not comfortable with Mr. Modi at this point of, because Mr. Modi is much bigger than what RSS is. So if RSS wants to back someone, it should not be Mr. Kejriwal. So the theory says that before 1st of June, Aam Aadmi Party is going to be de-recognized, and there is a strong possibility that Mr. Kejriwal is convicted before that day. He's convicted. I'm using a word convicted.
Before
So
June, which is
before 1st
next
of June.
hmm,
No,
next 30 days.
next 30, next say 70 days or 60 days, next 60 days to be, because
Sorry, 60 days. My
April
apologies. May, June. Yes.
So Mr. Kejriwal is to be made uh, inactive for next 6 years or whatever it is, because the conviction says conviction after the completion of conviction, then 6 years. So he should be made I mean ineffective for next at least 9-10 years, so that he doesn't come in way of Mr. Modi or Mr. Shah. That also is a theory going on, which I said, I mean, on the risk of, since we were discussing this, why it is happening, this is one of the reason. And one more person, I mean, I'm not getting an answer for that. People are having their own theories. Where is Mr. Raghav Chadha, the
Ha.
man the man Friday of Mr. Modi, of Mr. Kejriwal? Why he is sitting in London?
London. Hmm.
Why it is said that he has an eye operation, but I think we and you talk from throat. We don't talk from our eyes. So Raghav Chadha, when his supreme leader is behind bars, have you seen any statement from Mr. Raghav Chadha? So please keep your fingers crossed. Mr. Raghav Chadha can be someone who can make things work for BJP or work for Mr. Kejriwal. He's someone to be watched.
So you're actually thinking that there is a probability that Raghav Chadha may jump to BJP, sir? Is that what you're saying?
I will not say he will jump to, but he might be. Uh, I'm telling. I'm with the risk of people telling कि
This is a
ये सब तो
theory.
gossip है, चंडू खाने की गप है. I mean, all these things are there, but there are definite reasons to believe that Mr. Raghav Chadha will be instrumental if Mr. Kejriwal gets convicted. He will be some important person, so that he gets convicted.
This is a very interesting point of view you raised, sir. Sir, I want to ask you two more questions. I
I
know.
I I, I will again. I will, and don't ask any questions. No further questions on this point.
Ha. Uh,
I will. Don't ask any questions. I will just say and then leave it there. Please understand. Raghav Chadha has married whom, and that whom is sister of whom, and that sister of whom is related to whom. So do this puzzle yourself, and then you will get a lot of answers.
Wow, this is very interesting, sir. Okay, I will not touch this particular topic. Let's move on to my next point, which I wanted to ask you, sir. Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan's daughter has been now case has been registered against it in ED. Tamil Nadu, we all know Punmudi and so on and so forth. So many people. Same is the case with Telangana. Same is the case with Karnataka. Same is the case with Maharashtra. So it is like somebody is given a clean chit. Praful Patel is given a clean chit by CBI, saying that nothing. They've closed the case. So as somebody who was blamed for so many crores of rupees and all of that. Okay. So that Maharashtra. Uh, Sir, it is now more than obvious. ये अभी मतलब कोई debate नहीं. It is more than
Yes.
obvious. I'm sure even people who support Mr. Modi also understands that ये मतलब this is happening because purely political. But we are submitted to it. We have submitted to it. We seem to be okay with this. Sir, are we as a country turning into a country which wants dictatorial leadership, which wants authoritarian leadership, which actually wants a regime? Are we turning into one?
I don't think so. I don't think so because as and end of the day, my all my hopes are resting on one thing, on the wisdom of the common man of this country. For last 75 years, this is not for the first time, though this is the most severe thing, this is the most blatant and the most uncouth way the democracy is being targeted or being attacked. But our democracy has in the last 75 years has seen ups and downs of democracy many number of times. I have the full faith in the wisdom of a common man of this country. Whether they freeze all the accounts of Congress party, they are going to freeze the account of CPI, whatever they have. There is a strong possibility that because the IT rules, better, IT rule says if you don't deposit that money in 30 days, they have a right to acquire your property, which in a common language it is called kulki ho jayegi. So they can attach your property. So there is a strong possibility that by first of May, Congress party may not have any of their offices because they they will have a right to attach all these properties. But having said that, still I feel Modi ji and BJP are desperate. They are not they are not able to have the faith of getting to the magic figure of 272 as on date, as we were. Tell me one thing. There was a opposition. The opposition rally is announced tomorrow at Ramlila Maidan in Delhi, and people are having a lot of expectation from that rally. BJP was having has scheduled a rally in Meerut on 30th. And why Meerut? The Meerut was the only thing is that 66 years old Ramchandji there, the Mr. Arun Govind, is fighting
Yes.
from Meerut. So they want to make a call, matlab, Ram Raj or Ram Ke Charan Mein or something like that from Meerut. They postponed it to 31st. They are now uh, doing it on 31st, not on 30th. So they feel they will be able to make that noise as far as the Ram is concerned. So people will have more eyeballs or more people will be attracted to that Meerut rally, not on ground, but in the newspaper, in the media channels, and the Ramlila Maidan opposition rally will be pushed to second page or to the bottom headline. That shows the desperation. Now, just one small thing. If what is happening in last 7 8 days, you might have seen that people from BJP, people who are getting tickets of BJP are refusing to fight. There are a lot of people who are refusing to fight, even from Gujarat. Mrs. Smriti Irani, when she goes to Uttarakhand, the young girl that Bhandari, who got murdered sometime in September 22, people started asking questions about that girl. And Mrs. Irani had no answer and she ran away from there without answering that question. Because so people are asking questions. People are asking questions in Rajasthan. People are asking questions in everywhere. People are asking questions in Uttarakhand. In I mean, everywhere you go to a place, all these ministers, all these MP candidates are being questioned, which never happened. And one of the reason is because the prime minister don't answer any question. So if your top leadership is not answering the question, naturally the onus and the responsibility shifts to the people who are basically going there and asking for votes. So people are now asking questions. People are asking uncomfortable questions. People are now asking about unemployment, about the mehengai and things like that, which BJP is. I will say that BJP is not prepared. BJP is not made to answer these questions. BJP can answer very well on the Ram Mandir, Hindu Muslim, India Pakistan. All these things BJP is one of the best, but they cannot answer what will be should be the policy for curbing the inflation. What will be the they can say that after 50 years India will be somewhere here. 2000 years we were there. After 100 years we will be there. But where we are today, they are not competent to they don't have the competence to answer that.
Sir, I will end my show with the last question, and that is a very typical question I will ask you, sir. If not Modi, then who? Is that question answered?
Anyone, I will say anyone, even in BJP, anyone, because Modi ji, that that is that is something which speaks against democracy. If Mr. Gujral can become the prime minister of the country, if Mr. Charan Singh can become prime minister of the country, why? Tell me why anyone other than Mr. Modi, even in BJP, cannot become prime. Why Mr. Gadkari cannot become a prime minister? Why Mr. Advani cannot become a prime minister? Why Mr. Rajnath Singh cannot become a prime minister? Why Nirmala Sitharaman cannot become a prime minister? If Nirmala Sitharaman can be the defense minister of the country, if she can be the finance minister of the country, why she cannot be the prime minister of this country? Tell me one reason why she as far as the qualification is concerned, I mean, officially I think she has a proper degree. She understands things. She is running a finance ministry, good, ugly, bad, whatever it is. So why anyone? I'm just talking of BJP. Why Yogi ji is not going to become a prime minister? Why? What? He has the charisma. He has that Hindu poster boy of BJP. He can get votes. Why Mr. Yogi? Why Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan cannot be a prime minister? Why Mrs. Vasundhara Raje cannot be a prime minister? Tell me all these people who have their mass base, who have been systematically by the duo Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah has been somehow they have been just thrown out of the main arena. And I'm not talking of opposition. I'm just talking of all these people who are wise enough to become prime minister of this country. Why not?
So, sir, you're still talking about the ruling government, the Bharatiya Janata Party, who can throw up alternative names, but not the opposition. Is
No,
that how
opposition.
we would conclude it?
No. I don't want it to conclude like that. That was not the. I say even in BJP there are people who can be alternative to Mr. Modi.
Okay, okay.
Opposition, anyone. Why not Mamata Banerjee? Why not Stalin? Why not Uddhav Thackeray? Why not? I will not say Rahul Gandhi because per se that will become. Why not Tejaswi Yadav? Why not Akhilesh Yadav? Why? I mean, if Akhilesh Yadav tomorrow gets 40 seats from UP, what is wrong with if he is going to lead that? He has been a chief minister of the largest state in the country. What is wrong with Ms. Mamata Banerjee? Why Uddhav Thackeray cannot become? Because I'm going to tell you the explanation part of it. Everyone has their own strength. Mamata Banerjee knows how to run West Bengal politically, and she understands that. Why not Stalin? Now, one must understand the most difficult alliance in the country. Stalin is running that. He has about 10 parties which he is managing, and not even a single party has gone out of his alliance.
Yes.
And he's only fighting, and he, out of 39 seats, he's only fighting 22. He has given 8 to Congress, two, three other parties, and then he has already roped in Kamala Hassan, where he says, ki, "You will get a Rajya Sabha seat in 25." I mean, I have the one of the best as far as the alliance is concerned. What is wrong with Uddhav Thackeray? Uddhav Thackeray, one of the most creative and one of the most decent and one of the most patient person of this country, What is why Uddhav Thackeray cannot become the prime minister of this country? All these people. What I am trying to say is all these people. I'm not talking. I'm not taking name of anyone in the Congress, but all these people have the capacity, and they have shown their mettle in past. I'm not talking that anyone. They have shown their mettle. They have as far as uh, the running the government is concerned. If Tejasvi Yadav in 15 months' time, when he was second to Nitish Kumar, was in a position to influence Nitish Kumar to get recruitment of 4 lakh people done. So everyone has their own feather in the cap. So all these people are competent enough to become the prime minister of this country, and I don't think so. They will be doing. They will. Every one of them will be doing something better than what Mr. Modi is doing.
So with that, I will take a leave, sir. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for joining me. What a pleasure talking to you. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you
Sir.
so much, sir. Thank you. Bye.